Okay, morning everybody and a happy new year and welcome to the briefing on the 1st of January 2022. Let's hope for a better year this year than last. It's off to a reasonable start because it looks like it's flyable out there, and that's probably the first time for a few years that I can certainly remember. But pretty windy by the sound of the rattling on the side of the brown elephant. And you can see, looking at the chart here, we're still in this southwesterly air mass that's literally coming up all the way from sort of West Africa, all the way up across the Atlantic, and then over us, and been feeding in fronts over the last couple of days. This cold front here is forecast to be over us 1-2 o'clock this afternoon. And you can also see that the isobars are quite tightly spaced. So 1,020 across the channel, and middle of the country is 1,012 pressure. So a reasonably fresh southwesterly wind. The BBC were showing it just really as a sort of almost a cloud feature with a little bit of rain on it in places. It seems to have pepped itself up a little bit. We'll see the rainfall radar in a minute. So TAFs sort of saying 190, 12 knots. Yeah, it's about 200 degrees, 12 to 15 knots now. 10k viz, few at 2.5. No cloud here at the moment. Prob 30 picking up sometime mid-morning, 16 gusting 26. So yeah, it's going to be quite lively, I think, as that front heads towards us. And then this is the Prob 40 tempo. Between 13 and 15 is when the rain gets here, and then at some point it'll clear up as that goes through. So we certainly should get a morning's flying out of it, nothing else. Upper winds, again southwesterly, 220, 230 in the channel, and probably down over us, a little bit more southerly further into the country, but 30 knots, so pretty fresh. And I think it's for the moment K21's out there only today. SatPic show this is the sort of frontal system out here, rolling in bits of upper cloud here, but reasonably clear. And you can see from the rainfall radar, there it is, sort of slowly heading our way. Perhaps a little bit more rain on it than the BBC was suggesting in their sort of forecast, but you never know, it might just, a bit of luck, just start to fizzle out. Temperature wise, still warm. The BBC was saying, yesterday that it was, I think, the warmest December the 31st day they'd have ever had, and it could be the warmest today on New Year's Day, 14 degrees, maybe 15. It'll feel a bit chillier out there in the breeze, I suspect, but again, very warm southerly air mass. Just quickly show the top meteo cloud amounts. So there's the frontal system out over Plymouth there, showing it at 10 o'clock there, and then it slowly rolls this way, perhaps thickening cloud. Later this afternoon, they're saying 1,500 hours it'll be here. So as I say, we're definitely going to get a morning, maybe a bit of the afternoon. We'll get some flying out of it. Quite windy, and definite southerly component to it. A lot of drift. So moving on, airspace wise, no TAMs, nothing locally to us, number 5 and number 12. Anybody's seen this briefing before knows exactly what they are, and know they're not really relevant to us. So very quiet in terms of airspace, but I would have thought a number of people will be out flying today in their powered aircraft, just buzzing around. So keep a good lookout. And quickly, operationally on the airfield, no jet movements or other known aircraft movements, but we will be operating going this way on 2-3. The winch will be down here at the cutout, and we'll try and have our operation on the bit of hard tarmac here, with the cables just being toned down the southerly edge of the runway, gliders on the runway for winching the launch point vehicle, and the aero towing gliders just on the edge of the grass here. The grass down this part here will be a little bit soggy, but the center grass triangle should be fine. So initially, if we operate and you do a left-hand circuit, you can land on 2.7 on the tarmac if you can deal with the crosswind. If you do a right-hand circuit, you land as normal, parallel to 2.3 in the center grass here. So fairly standard sort of winter setup. Okay, so I think it's K21s only out there, folks, just for the moment, looking at the strength of the wind. And hopefully there's a couple of people getting gliders out, and we will see you out there next couple of days. Look flyable. And the BBC was suggesting turning a bit colder midweek.